Hi guys! So, how was your VidCon? How's your VidCon hangover? Your VidCon drop? My con drop has been okay. I slept for about 2 days and I'm doing a lot better today. I heard that Hank had to take a nap at 9 o'clock. He tweeted that. So I feel like, I'm doing okay. If even Hank had to take a nap, then I think we're all right. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about books because I met this really nice lady? Why did I say lady? At VidCon who does BookTube. And I'm not a part of BookTube, and I don't know how you get to be a part of BookTube, but I love books, but I listen to them because when I read them, I tend to skip. And I don't know why I do that. I have to like put my hand over the next line or I'll just skip down, which is silly. But if I'm listening on Audible, I have to hear the whole thing, which is what I want to do. So I wanted to talk to you about the last 4 books that I've read. And the first one that I just finished is called Ubik by Philip K. Dick, and it is supposed to be one of his best, and I did not get it. It was like, here's me, and here's the point, and I was, phew, I just didn't get it. It's science fiction, fantasy, about a guy who, in the future, which at that point was 1992, goes and recruits this woman who has a talent. It's all about precogs, like that movie. And I can't even explain what happens. I don't understand the book. I gave it 3 stars because I like to know what's going on in books. And I just didn't get it. I went to the Wikipedia page and it didn't even explain it to me. I don't understand. There's this, you get put in cold pack if you die so people can still talk to you even though your body is dead. But then at some point, spoiler alert, you're not sure who actually is in the cold pack and who is actually alive. And then there's this stuff called Ubik that will keep you alive in the cold pack. I don't know. Go for it. It's a classic. It's got 5 stars. It's got 4.1 stars on Goodreads, but I gave it 3 because I don't know what's going on. Failure is an Option, an attempted memoir by H. John Benjamin is so good. I gave it 4 stars. H. John Benjamin, you don't think you know him, but you do know him. He is the voice of Archer. He is the voice of Bob from Bob's Burgers. He was Ben in Dr. Katz. And he was Coach McGurk in Home Movies. And he is so hilarious talking about how failure is okay. And it's all right to fail. And you're gonna fail. And he talks a lot about his failures, which are very, very funny. Calypso by David Sedaris. David Sedaris is a national treasure. And usually his books are a little more lighthearted and talking about his family and his relationship with his boyfriend, and they're really good. And this one is really good too, but it gets a little more serious, and he kind of takes that filter off, and you hear a little more realism about some of the tragedies in his family, but he still manages to be very funny about it, and this was really one of my favorite books of his. I would definitely recommend it. It's Calypso by David Sedaris. If you've never read any David Sedaris, though, I would start with Me Talk Pretty One Day, which is so funny I can't even say the title without laughing. And then the other book, I'm going to just move this really quickly, Rules of Civility. Rules of Civility was written by the same person who wrote A Gentleman in Moscow, which is one of my favorite books of the year. Rules of Civility is about some young people in the end of the Depression who are working on just trying to survive, and I'm not giving it a very good description. This is why I'm not on BookTube, because I'm not very good, but it's a very good book about relationships and the difference in classes and how you can kind of overcome that. I would recommend it, but I would definitely say that A Gentleman in Moscow was a lot better. A Gentleman in Moscow is about a man who may or may not have written some propaganda, and so he gets sentenced to live in a hotel that he's already been living in, but they put him, instead of the master suite, in just this attic tiny little room, and he has to learn how to live without all the grandeur that he's used to. And he befriends everybody that works at the hotel. He befriends a young girl who stays at the hotel, and eventually befriends the young girl's daughter. It goes on that long. And it's just a beautiful character study, beautifully written by, I'll give you the author's name, Amor Towles, Towles. It's probably Tolles. I would say Tolles. I would love to know what you're reading right now and what I should read. Oh, another book that you should read is Eleanor Oliphant is Completely Fine. And I won't even try to summarize this book, but it is mind-blowing. And also The Hate You Give, which of course is going to be a movie this year. I think it comes out in October, which was mind-blowing, especially as a Caucasian person, to look at the relationship of people of color to authority, especially to the police, and that complex and often very unfair relationship that goes on. And when one young person decides to speak out, what happens? It was a mind-expanding book for me. So The Hate You Give is a definite recommendation from me as well. I hope you're doing good. Please, in the comments, let me know what you're reading and what I should read, because I'm always I'm always looking for a new good book. I hope you're doing well. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.